Concern over Medupi delay and taxis ready to help stranded commuters. Good evening, I'm Greg Host with the news at 6 p.m. on SAFM. Economists have warned that Eskom's delay to meet its December deadline to deliver power to the Medupi grid by the end of the year will cost the country billions of rands. The power utility announced today that a more realistic target for the power station in Limpopo to come on stream is the second half of next year. Chris Hart is from Investment Solutions.
We're looking at possible rolling blackouts already, and the delay of this is actually quite a big setback, I think, in terms of that. It means that from an economic point of view, you're going to have constrained growth, and, clearly we need to be very careful of the other projects that they're involved in, that these two also don't have timeline slippages.
The National Taxi Council, Santaco, says its taxis are available to transport stranded commuters affected by the Metro bus driver strike in the Johannesburg area. Drivers downed tools this morning over labour issues. These include management's alleged violation of a collective agreement and the changing of shifts. Thousands of commuters have been left stranded in Soweto. The council's Bafana Magagola.
Should there be people stranded with transport, we will be available and ready to assist those people. Where we have an overflow of people, we will communicate with other associations nearby to assist in making sure that those people reach their destination.
Waste management company Pick It Up says they're looking at other ways of providing transport for their workers. This follows a court ruling in favour of management that the provision of transport was not a condition of employment. There's uncollected refuse bins in the streets of several suburbs in Johannesburg, as some Pick It Up employees remain on strike. Meanwhile, car has been restored to the company's depot in Norwood, north of Johannesburg. This after suspended workers blocked access to the depot and intimidated non-striking workers. Company spokesperson Desiree Nshingili.
It was discussed with most of the employees and engaged with union, and when they disputed it, that was when management took a decision to take it to court, and it was then founded through the ruling by the judge that it was just a practice and did not necessarily infringe on their condition of employment. A decision will be made to say what are other alternative measures we can give for transportation.
UDM leader Bantu Holomisa has arrived at the Mediclinic Heart Hospital in Pretoria, where Nelson Mandela has spent the past month. Madiba's daughter Makaziwe has left the facility. Earlier, Madiba's 4 grandchildren also visited him. According to the presidency's update 3 days ago, Mandela's condition remains critical but stable. Mandela's wife, Graça Michel, has been at the elder statesman's bed since he was admitted. The media contingent outside the hospital is getting smaller. The media is under siege in Egypt as the death toll from today's confrontations between Muslim Brotherhood supporters and the military rises to over 50. Correspondent Mel Frickberg has the story.
The Cairo office of Al Jazeera has been raided several times by Egyptian security forces, and its bureau chief was taken in for questioning on Sunday and released after paying a fine. Media crews from the BBC and CNN were also detained several days ago by soldiers and held for hours while Egyptian intelligence interrogated them. This comes against a background of a number of media outlets being closed down by the military authorities. Meanwhile, Egyptian security forces have destroyed more than 50 tunnels linking Sinai with Gaza after they said Gazan militants had travelled through the tunnels to take part in attacks on Egyptian police and soldiers. The border between Sinai and Gaza has been indefinitely closed by Egypt.
Top story. Economists have warned that Eskom's delay to meet its December deadline to deliver power to the Medupi grid by the end of the year will cost the country billions of rands. And finally, a word from Eskom. The power utility says electricity usage will be extremely high this evening. It's advised households to switch off all non-essential devices between 5 p.m. and 9 p.m. Its energy-saving tip for today is